really cute phone call from my baby boy. He's 2.5, and he goes, golf cart, and I said, are you saying golf cart? And he goes, I said, do you want me to come over and go on the golf cart? And he goes, so he's waiting on me to come over and drive him. Nice. So we're gonna do one more, and I think
we'll make this about maybe 6 or 7 minutes.
Nobody knows.
6 or 7.
Yeah. So actually, this is my favorite right now. Is what is one habit that makes a big difference? One habit.
Go tell me.
Man, I have been obsessed with positivity. Not being fake, but I've seen the power of positivity. And it's only hard until it becomes familiar, right? And so I think that most of my negativity comes from a quick moment of anxiety or pressure. But once I take that breath, like you said, that quick little just tell me a little bit more. They get it all out, right? Good or bad, they get it all out.
Yeah.
The dopamine kind of exits a little bit, and you can kind of refocus. And so I think the habit that makes the big difference right now is lead with positivity. And there's tons of ways to be positive, but be powerful. And Jeffries, there's a gentleman, Jeffries, he's done an unbelievable job about shifting the room to keep things positive. And so that's a habit that I'm stuck on. I haven't done energy drinks for since last year. Every time I get tired, I just take a nap now. Like, instead of pumping me full of energy, I take a 3-minute nap. And then I jump rope for a few minutes. And, it's really interesting. The more I exercise, the more positive I can be. And that's a win-win for me. And so those are to me, it's so no-brainer, power, positivity. And what about you, man?
My absolute habit that I've been trying to do with my people, and I try to keep it very real, is 100% radical candor with absolute straight talk. And I'm talking like radical candor, like looking somebody right in the face and saying exactly what they need to hear, and not being demeaning and not trying to demoralize anybody or anything like that, but very serious. Hey, if you don't make this change, we will be making a change as a company.
I love that. You loved that book, man. I love that book.
Yeah, that book, that Radical Candor book was good. Now I didn't like everything in it, but I will tell you, I'm 80% sold on it. And it was a game changer for me.
So what right there, what you said, business books are not intended to be read all the way through even. And when we were hanging out, you went back to chapter 4 and 8.
Yeah.
And
those are my two favorites. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
wow,
so
that's impressive that you remembered that. That is really impressive.
Thanks. Well, because you were so hyped about it, man. You couldn't put the book down. I'm going to listen to 4 again.
I've got chapter 8. And I've shared chapter 8 right now. Well, think about it. We're in a season of thinning and tightening up the belt. Well, chapter 8's all about letting people go properly and being honest with them. And so that's where I'm at right now. That actually could not, the good Lord's timing on that book and that chapter could not have come at a better time for me and to help coach my people. And it's never fun to let somebody go. It hurts. It's horrible. But you have to also look at it and go, I need to do them a favor. Because what if they find that great job on the other side of this, that they can put in all their effort and that they love and that they're going to do better? Then you needed to make that change on their behalf and help them move on to something different, because they're not happy where they're at. One thing that we have going for us is we have a great culture, and generally we have nice people that are fun to hang around. So people forget that we still have a job to do, and they get complacent and they're not really hitting the line. So we have to have a habit of being candid and getting right to the straight talk. And you know, I've got a lot of Steven's cards kind of memorized now, so I don't have to refer to them as much as I did when I first was learning them. But I still pull those cards out, and I just say, this is a very difficult conversation, and I'm going to use this card here because I don't know how to navigate this without it, and it really puts the ease down on everybody. But that's the habit that I've been into mostly, Robert, and I'll tell you, anybody out there that looks and says we've got to make some cuts. You've got to make sure you understand that, especially when you hire friends and family and people that are close to you, or people that might sit in a church pew with you, or whatever it is. That you one conversation I almost always have with them early on is, are we still going to get along if I have to let you go? And I have that on day one. That way, if we do have to part ways, but yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, Brad, we were talking about what's one habit that drives results, and I said the power of positivity, and Matt just got finished telling his side of things, and radical candor came up, and you know, habit. I'll share this real quick, and then you can close this out with your habit. Whatever you do, a habit is something that compounds on itself, right? And so I just cannot unsee the compounding penny. And I think y'all probably heard it, but maybe the people listening haven't. That would you rather $1 million today or given a penny compounding over the next 30 days? And so everyone says, well, there must be a trick. Tell me about the penny. Well, what if I told you at day 25 it was only 127,000, 125,000? Would you start getting a little concerned? What if I skipped 2 days? Just 2 days. Well, just 2 days. If you don't skip a day, it's worth $5.3 million in 30 days. But you start skipping days, and that whole saying about in 20 years in the stock market, it's only 20 days that actually got you the return. It's not the days you're in, but the time you're in it, right? And so I think habits are critical. And so, Brad, what about you? What's a habit that's showing up before we close this all up?
Robert, the way my brain works, like I wanted to share a thought on the whole compounding and like having something skim off the top. Anyway, no, I don't actually want to give a habit, but it's just like my brain's like tightened up all over the place. I'm like, what do I say? When we get overwhelmed, our vision tends to get smaller. The heavier the weight, the busier the distance, the time frame we see gets closer. And a habit that I have, because I know I'm in a place where, you know, I always kind of feel like the water's like right here, you know? And so a habit that I put into place a while back, really before I needed it, but it's become a lifesaver, is I have a document that is all about what my vision is for my life. And once a week on Sunday morning, I get that document out and I read it. And it takes me out of this week, being on that treadmill mode that happens when you feel busy or you feel like you got too much. And I zoom back out to why I'm doing what I'm doing, what we're aiming for, why it matters, who it helps. And I think that's been really, really big in just kind of keeping my head straight. Like it gets me off all these little side tangents that my brain's always running down and back on the main thing.
Your water is right here, and my water is about right here. And there's a hand pushing my head down, and I'm grabbing it with both of my hands saying, knock it off. Let me come up for a breath.
Man, just point me in the direction of that son of a bitch. I'll knock him out.
It's bad right now. It's bad. I mean, it's we're in one of the roughest seasons that I've had to deal with for a while, and I even gave Melanie a warning. I said I'm under an extreme amount of stress right now, and it's not easy. We're making some very big decisions and some very radical decisions that need to be made, but they have to be made quickly. And I told the company, I told all my leaders, when I say we're going to get something done, if you don't do it and you don't get it done, then you will be removed. And I'm not messing around. That we're talking about 100 and some lives that we're messing with here. It's not time to play games. So don't mess with me. I'm extremely focused, which I'm glad. I'm not drinking. I've got a ton of water in me right now, and I'm trying to eat healthy. I've got my lungs a little bit back in shape. I'm trying to get that fixed so I'm not coughing all the time. But I'll tell you what, we're in a very scary time. I hope that in the fall we can have a campfire talk about what it's like to look on the other side of this thing. But I've got a feeling this could take us into January, February of next year.
Well, I can't remember who said it, but when y'all both were talking about water, I was thinking about the man that was drowning in the middle of the ocean, and several boats came by, and they said, "Hey," he said, "can I help you?" And he says, "No, God's going to come save me." And he ends up drowning, and he gets to God. He said, "God, why didn't you save me?" He said, "What are you talking about? I sent boats to help you."
I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. Why didn't you do it?
Yeah, and so that's not a testament to both of the areas that y'all are in, and y'all know the lift I'm in right now too, is be willing to receive help even when you don't expect it from people that have different perspectives or mindsets, because the reason we're in this water is because it's unfamiliar, and we're all very confident we can get ourselves out of it, but gosh, it's super awesome to do it as a group, and we're getting to do it together. And so I can't wait to grab Matt, pull him up. I can't wait to fill your water up higher, Brad, so that we can figure out if you can swim.
What if I told you I'm just flailing around in like a bathtub with the
we'll give you a little bit of water. We'll give you a little bit of water. So hey, I appreciate you guys. Well, I think that wraps up a couple great conversations. Cheers, boys.
Yeah. Peace out.